I say. My lord, adರಲ್ಲಿ, if lordship kindly sees the FIR, the complaint, my lord, which is lodged, kindly come to my lord page 30.
Yes, sir.
Please.
30. Yes.
My lord, that's the complaint.
Hmm.
Para 2, my lord, I'll only read the relevant portion. She says, ಈ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋನ್ಸೋ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮದುವೆಯಾಗುತ್ತೇನೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಬರುವಂತೆ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ದೈಹಿಕ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ನಡೆಸುವಂತೆ ಕೇಳಿಕೊಂಡನು. ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಮದುವೆಯಾದಾಗ ನಂಬಿಸಿದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಅವನ ಜೊತೆ ಸೋನ್ಸೋ ಒಂದಲು ಒಪ್ಪಿಕೊಂಡೆನು. ನಾನು ಆತನ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ
One second. What were the efforts made for taking the marriage forward or taking the issue forward for marriage?
That was the right question, lordship kindly posed me.
Hmm.
Lord, I kept on requesting him for marriage. He never made any single effort. He did not even come to my house. He did not even speak to my parents. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Only thing he clearly says, sorry, ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೊತೆ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, I'm extremely sorry. She was 18 years on the day on which she entered into a relationship. 18 years. Barely 18 years. Maybe we could only say that kind of maturity that she did not have about the consequences.
Don't get into that.
Thereafter, my lord, in various other cases, lordship has observed, there were attempts made because there was a problem of religion differentiation or caste differences where he could not come in. In same religion, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. But no attempt was made whatsoever by this petitioner to at least convince her that, sorry, I wanted to marry you, but my parents are reluctant to get me. Second, in his own complaint which he gives against her, he says, I had no intention to marry, it was only friendship.
Where is that?
Please. We request lordship, page 53. 53. The relevant portion 54, sorry, 54. Para 3. 54. That during the course of our friendship, I casually informed her that I am getting married with my parents' choice bride. At that time, she expressed her intention that she is intending to marry me. I advised her that I had no such intention since only friendship. His own complaint, our complaint.
But consent.
But,
if this marriage, if you leave marriage, it hinges upon consensual.
Consent. Now, my lord, the relationship which the petitioner and the second respondent entered between themselves was with regard to the promise that he had made that I am going to marry you. That is how we could have a relationship. She was 18 years on first.
Don't go about 18 years now. When was this complaint made against the complainant?
But this complaint was filed on 3/7/2018.
Why was the complaint?
Now, my lord,
why did he complain?
My lord, yes, my lord, I'll just come to that. My lord, now what happens is, once she files a complaint, as a counter blast, he also files a complaint alleging that they are demanding a sum of rupees 10 lakhs from me, and they are threatening me that they are going to file an extortion case if I don't agree for the compromise. Already FIR was registered against him under 376. As a counter blast, he filed this complaint. In his own complaint, he says, "Nan yav intention irilla friendship anta heltare." Now, even after this complaint, I will take lordship to his own statement which he says. For the statement which he gives to the police, kindly come to my lord, page 65. 65. Lord, the gist of its entire complaint is that 10 lakhs rupees demand ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾನು ಹೊಡೆದೆ. Please. 65.
Charge sheet ಆಗಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ.
ಹೌದು. ಎರಡು charge sheet. In 65, my lord, I'll just take relevant portion. His own statement which is made by him before the police. Last 5 lines from the bottom, my lord. ಆಗ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದವರು ಜಗಳ ಬಿಡಿಸಿದರು. ನಾನು ದೂರು ನೀಡುವ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡುವಂತೆ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದರೆಂದು ತಿಳಿಸಿದೆನು. ಆದರೆ ಅವರುಗಳು ಯಾರೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ದೂರು ಕೊಡಬೇಡವೆಂದು ನಾನೇ ಪರಿಹಾರವಾಗಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡುವುದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನು. ನನಗೆ ಚಪ್ಪಲಿಯಿಂದ ಹೊಡೆದ ಸೋನ್ಸೋರ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಜೊತೆಲಿದ್ದ ನದೀಮ್ ಖಾನ್ ಸೋನ್ಸೋರ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಕಾನೂನು ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಮ. When he said,
this is the statement of the petitioner.
His own petitioner. His own statement. Now, my lord, this clearly says he started putting pressure on the second respondent that you will have to withdraw the complaint 376. It was only because of friendship I got into a relationship. But she also believed him. And since they were all both same religion.
So he is married?
He is married.
You are not married?
She is also married, but broken marriage. Not
married, having children.
She is having that scar. Now,
why do you want this? No, we'll answer on merits if you want. It's a different thing.
The only issue is this, my lord. Now she is married. Now, regularly, my lord, she is harassed by her own in-laws because of this complaint wherein they're all torturing her.
That is what she has told you. That's a different thing.
Then, the cheating that he has done to her, the false promise he made, the scar that he left on her. Lord, end of the day, my lord, this lady has suffered injustice. That is the only thing that she is concerned now. Because tomorrow, my lord, any friends will come and say that, yes, I'll marry you. And out of misconception, they say there is a consent. And later on, my lord, as lordship rightly observed, no attempts were made. No attempts.
All the cases where I have watched, there were attempts made. The parents have come in the way.
Please. Not even for the sake of courtesy, he has come to my house. Not even for courtesy, he has asked my parents. Only thing is, they are a rich family and she is very poor. That's the only thing. Financial inequality there. That's bitre.
Wait.
Please, my lord. My lord, I would like to take your lordship to page 48, annexure D.
Annexure?
D, my lord. 48.
Statement. ಸಂದರ್ಶನದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ.
No, this is an acknowledgement NCR copy, my lord.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಂದರ್ಶನದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇರೋದು.
Yes, yes, yes. My lord, this is a first complaint, my lord, where the complainant has made
By
a
whom?
where a complainant, complainant, my lord, de facto complainant against the petitioner.
Right.
But in the entire government, there was no mentioning about their sexual assault that they promised to marry. It's only described that she was interested and they were in love with for 4 to 5 years. Your lordship, here is the entire statement. Nothing. After 3 months, my lord, they made an attempt, and in the affair also they made an changes. Initially, affair was registered for 420 and 493, not for 376. If your lordship peruse page 26.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಧ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬನ್ನಿ.
Please.
ಆಕೆ ನನಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನೇ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೇನೆ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು.
Please, my lord. Lord, if your lordship, this is a
ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ.
Lord.
We'll see whether it amounts to 376 or not.
Yes, my lord. But
You-
here,
I guess you can't wriggle out of the other things.
Lord, if your lordship,
417, 420 ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಇದೆ,
This is-
417 ಇದೆ,
470.
493 ಯಾಕೆ?
417 ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ
417 okay. Why 376 and 417?
and 493.
Lord, if your lordship peruse the page 26, next first page of the affair.
Religion permits. But why 490? Yes.
My lord, page 26, my lord, first page of the affair.
Ah.
Initially, affair was registered for 420 and 493, not for 376. But
Aye,
later,
okay.
it was altered for 376.
No problem. Yes.
Lord.
Law does not bar.
Please, my lord.
Permission ತಗೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ ಕೋರ್ಟ್.
No, my lord. Initially, they made a FR for not for 376, 493 and 420. There was no allegation of relationship. All that, my lord. What in the complaint?
ಮತ್ತೆ 6 ವರ್ಷ ಏನು ನೆಟ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಾ?
Lord, it was a complaint, my lord. It is a clear. They were in seeing each other. They were loving each other, my lord. No, nothing of sexual interaction was not taken place. And moreover, my lord, if you lordship peruse my complaint, what further
Where is any indication that you are living in, is it?
ಇಲ್ಲ.
Then
Lord, they were staying opposite houses ಅಷ್ಟೇ, and he was running a mobile shop. Regularly she used to come to mobile shop. He had made an arrangement there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ difficult to believe.
And yes, my lord, there was the consent was there, but that was a misconception. That is my respectful submission. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ, and since it is 6 years, there was a relationship with them, and she blindly believed because Hebrew on their religion, there's no caste difference, nothing much. And he promised her that since he belongs to a rich family, he will
Now
marry.
you first complaint ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Any indication of 376 there?
ಇದೆ. But now, my lord, she goes and files a complaint to the police. Now police ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ.
ಅದು don't take you from what orders I have
Lord,
passed.
kindly, she has given complaints to the entire officers. I have produced that with my application to vacate the stay. Kindly, my lord, take my application. Annexure A in the, my lord, that's the complaint. She starts filing complaint. Adರಲ್ಲಿ Annexure A, page 7.
A page?
Page 7, my lord, relevant portion page. Page 7. Adರಲ್ಲಿ second para from
This is first complaint, is it?
This is, my lord, the second complaint. When she goes to file a complaint, the police did not take Adanta. She files to the senior officers, where she specifically says, I was upset as
According to you, there was no physical relationship at all?
No, my lord. This is after 2 months, my lord, the complaint came to be filed. This is what 18/6/2018. If your lordship peruse NCR, this is the month of April, 27th April 2018.
No, there are 5-6 complaints.
ಇದೆ. Then
To
the
everyone.
investigation was transferred to some other police station. ಆಮೇಲೆ charge sheet ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. Kindly come to page 20. The commissioner transfers the investigation. Page 20, 20.
But again, it would be a consensual act. But 417 we'll see.
Only thin line ಇದೆ. I know lordship has already observed much times. But only thing is, my lord,
Promise of marriage, false promise of marriage, all that on one side. But the very thin line between rape and consensual act. That is why I always say it is the length of the relationship. If the length is about 4 or 5 years, it cannot be that consent was taken out of deceit
force or deceit.
or force or whatever it is.
It is there.
Lordship may also kindly consider the
Page
age.
number 32 of the charge sheet, my lord. ಅಲ್ಲಿ consensual ಎಲ್ಲ
32.
32 of the
Huh.
32 ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
ಹಲವಾರು ಬಾರಿ.
Please, my lord.
ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ 32
ಅದೇ
ಅಲ್ಲೇ.
ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪರಿಚಯವಾಗಿ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಪ್ರೀತಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದು.
ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತು 2012 ಇಂದಾನೆ they have been together.
Lord, in this, my lord, I only like to stress on 2 aspects. One is this, while analyzing the aspect of consents by force or by misconception or by voluntary will, lordship may kindly also observe the age factor also. Maybe, my lord, in many of the cases, 35, 36 years or even 32 years, people are mature enough to understand the
We'll
consequences.
see.
Here, only 18 years old, my lord, she's barely
You can't say consent of a minor in this.
minor brother.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ consent on misconception because 18 years in 2012, 6 years have gone on.
Luckily, my lord, she has said that from past 6 years. If she had said 7 years, it would have gone to POCSO.
I know.
Anandu, so that's a breathing ground for him. Second, apart from that she was not so mature to give a consent. Second thing is, my lord, he has not made any attempt to ensure.
That you have told, yes.
And hence, and he accepts in his own complaint that yes, it was only friendship, not marriage.
Intermodal ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, ಇದೆ, intermodal ಇದೆ. And further, lastly, now the kind of pressures that she built on her to withdraw the complaint, false complaint ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅನ್ನೋದು. It's all, it's a web of truths that he spins around her to ensure that sufficient pressure is put on her to withdraw the complaint. Now, my lord, a woman is standing just to ensure that I believe.
Now, this 2018 complaint ಕೊಟ್ರಿ,
ಹೌದು.
6 years ಆಗಿದೆ. Both of you have changed your lives. Do you want to still insist?
We tried,
Even 10 lakhs.
not 10 lakhs, my lord. The issue is this. They
Have a
themselves.
child?
Yes, yes.